Hi everyone, welcome back. This video is going to be a little different. You might be able to tell already that it's actually being shot on an emulator instead of on console. This is necessary right now. The reason is, I already recorded this section on console, but there was a huge problem with the sound, and it had to be thrown away because it didn't really work. And unfortunately this game autosaves, so I wasn't able to just reload the file and do it again. Fortunately though, I did have a file on emulator that was close to it, so you know, I can do it again. Just have to put up with the graphical glitches for now. There shouldn't be too many of them when I get into the level. But yeah, the first thing I'm doing here is just moving some rocks and playing this instrument. Nice quick banana. Pretty far away from me. But that's okay. Something that's kind of funny, if you try and punch with Chunky and then you interrupt this with him sliding down a wall, it makes this really funny sound. I'm gonna do it. Okay, never mind, he did not do it. Whatever. Sometimes he does. So, I need to make a switch to Lanky because the other pad up there was for him. So I'm gonna go back up and take care of that. And this doesn't actually benefit Lanky directly. It actually opens up something for Diddy Kong, which is kind of weird because I don't know why they couldn't have just made it a pad for him. I guess that wasn't convoluted enough for this game. So that's going to come in helpful after the level that we're about to go to. So I want to make a switch to DK. And I'm going to go, and for the first time in this playthrough so far, I'm going to turn in some keys. Something that's weird about Key Lumsy is whenever you see him, he always accepts your keys in the wrong order. So I have keys 1, 3, 4, and 6 right now. He's going to take them in 6, 4, 3, 1. I'm not going to bother turning in key 1 because I don't ever have to do that. The only ones required to open the final level are 3 and 8, but some of the other ones open other levels, so I'm still going to hand them in. As you can see, key 6 is going to open Hideout Helm, but I'm not going to bother going in there yet, even though I actually could if I wanted to. And key 4, this one's going to open Fungi Forest, which is the level I normally would have done after Gloomy Galleon, but it made more sense for this playthrough to do caves before Fungi. So yeah, this rock right here, inside it is the cannon that takes you to Fungi Forest. Even if you can somehow glitch inside that rock, the cannon doesn't appear until you watch this cutscene, so no use there. And I'm going to turn in key 3. This one doesn't have a cutscene afterwards because key 3 and key 8 are the triggers to open the final battle, and that's all they do. So that's everything for now. I could warp back to the mainland and just run around, but I want to show off something cool along the way. There is a hidden room underneath the island, and I guess they just hid it here because they never expected anyone to get in there, but if you swim through the shore like I did in the first video of this playthrough, then you can actually find it. It might not actually really be hidden, I think it might have been from one of the cutscenes. Let's have a look. It should be around here. I think I went past it. Okay, here it is. As you can see, I'm still swimming in the air. If I were to jump around here, I'd fall on top of this land, and it'd be a little harder to get back out, but still possible. But yeah, here it is. Unused room. Totally useless to us, so let's just swim back out. And where was I going? I was gonna go over here. I'll activate Warp 3 just because it'll save some time later on. I guess I'll get this coin as well, just because it's here. Although I totally don't need any coins. Yeah, that number's totally wrong as well, because it's on emulator, but no big deal. A small puzzle to take care of, if you can even call it that, before I win the level. I need to hit this mushroom a bunch of times with every Kong. And it changes colour every time you hit it, so you just have to hit it with whichever Kong that colour corresponds to. So right now it's DK. That'll be Lanky. That totally hit it. Now it's Chunky, even though that still looks yellow. And finally, Tiny. This opens something for Chunky later. This is just for another Battle Arena pad, but I'm not going to take care of that right now. I'll do it at some point later in the level. So, welcome to Fungi Forest. What is, in my opinion, the best part of the game. Probably because it was originally a Banjo-Kazooie level. But yeah, it's just, everything about this level is just like fun. The atmosphere is great, everything looks nice. It's just really pleasant to be in here, which can't be said for most of the other levels, but anyway. First thing I'm going to do is go through this tunnel. The level is split off into a bunch of big sections, and the first one I'm going to take care of is this one, the giant mushroom section. This place in here is like so big that it could probably be a level itself. But I'm glad that that's the case, because it just means that you spend more time in this place, which is always good. So, there's a bunch of switches on this wall up here that I should hit. Hit the one is DK. I think I'm going to switch to Tiny actually and do hers. No, I'm going to switch to Chunky first. Because there's some bananas in the mushroom for him to get, so... And yeah, even though I'm playing this on emulator, I am playing it with a controller. So there's pretty much no excuse for all these little mistakes I'm making. But yeah, on the way up the mushroom, there's a couple of ladders and a bunch of bananas for Chunky, so I'll just pick them up before I do anything else. I'll just crouch as I fall so that he doesn't take any damage again. So now I'll switch to Tiny. Now, there's something coming up which is actually going to be a little difficult because I'm on emulator. The timer, for some reason, ticks down quicker on emulator than it does on console. And this is actually pretty hard to make, so I'm going to really need to hustle here. And make sure I can get to this bonus barrel before the timer goes away. Off to a great start. You can see how fast that thing is going. I'm not even sure if I'm going to make it, to be honest. No, I don't think I'm going to make it. Okay, Jesus, that was so close. That's absolutely ridiculous. I'm so glad that I usually play this game on console. So this minigame right here is really fun. You just have to bounce on some mushrooms and take advantage of Tiny's unique ponytail twirl. Which means that even if you got in here as another Kong somehow, you couldn't finish it. At least not easily. What the fuck? Why did that happen? Okay. This game always finds new ways to disappoint me. Okay. So, before I go back down and hit the rest of those switches with the other Kongs, there's something on this level but outside the mushroom that Tiny can collect, so I'm going to go and grab that since I'm up here already. Yeah, these graphical glitches are kind of irritating. It's like the game's having a small seizure every single time you do a jump. So right around here is Circus Splat. I swear to god these things change in size. Some of them are like a lot bigger than the others. The ones in Gloomy Galleon were really small. Don't know what's up with that. And she also has a balloon right here, which I missed. Okay, before I go back inside I can go over here. I'm going to make a switch to Diddy Kong because he has a banana on top of the mushroom. Unfortunately for us, there's a jetpack right across the river. So, about Fungi Forest, until fairly recently, this was one of the most stable levels in the game, but there's actually a really big glitch in it, which makes probably the second half of it very broken, and that's going to be really fun to show off. We won't see it in this video, but we're still going to see it pretty soon, and I think it'll be worth the wait regardless. Skips a lot of crappy backtracking, which is great. So this minigame's really easy. I mean, you're supposed to like wait for them to cry for help and shoot a watermelon at them, but if you just do it systematically like this, then you're good. Yeah, not a lot to say right now. Pretty easy stuff. So wow, 80 bananas already. Actually, it's a lot more than that because I've also got tons of blueprints that I haven't handed in. But yeah, we're really starting to rack these up now, which is great. Something I want to collect inside the mushroom is Diddy. Just fly straight in. See if I can make it all the way in without landing. Alright. Hiscus Splat's right here, which means I can just take care of that right away. I'll just grab these bananas since they're here. I'm not sure how many of these I actually need, but it doesn't hurt to grab them all. It is a collectathon after all. And off to the side here is something for DK. A lot of this route has been pretty well optimized. Everything's just kind of where I need it to be, which is great. Wow, weird camera angle. So this Baboon Blast course is probably the longest one in the game. It can be kind of tricky to do some of the later parts of it. I want to make sure I get some bananas when I'm in here as well. And like every Baboon Blast course, it's really easy to find yourself going around in circles when you don't expect it. So I'm going to have to make sure that doesn't happen too much. You've got to be kidding me. He got the banana bunch, but he didn't land in the barrel? What the hell? Well, no big deal. Just got to take it a little slower. Music is really nice in here. The music is really good in this level in general, actually. Okay, I think I'll get this one when it's going this way. Okay, that's much better. I think I should have went in that barrel that I just passed, actually. Let's find out. I think this is the one that leads you around in a circle. Or maybe not, actually, I don't know. So the idea here is to shoot yourself through this ring. You should actually aim just very slightly above the ring to be sure you make it. Same with this one. I think I'll get this one when it's going back up. Okay, excellent. And yeah, that was pretty long, and just to make it even worse, you have to do this at the end as well. It doesn't just give you the banana. This is a little similar to the game we just did, only like they kind of randomly respawn, and so instead of like just systematically hitting everything, You should just hit them when you see them appear. But we've already done a game like this. I'm pretty sure it came up in Frantic Factory. I hope I don't have to hear the fairy scream again. It's like completely morbid that that's in this game. Okay, cool. I wonder if I can like move at all when I'm up here. Yeah, a little bit. You can't jump or anything though. So 3 bananas already, that's pretty good. And there's still a bunch more stuff I want to do right now. I'll just jump down here, pick up some bananas on the way. I did get them all right. Yeah. And I'll just grab everything out here. Again, I'm not sure how many of these ones on the outside I actually need, but they're here and it doesn't take any effort to get them. So I'll just grab all of them. Before I go back inside. So, back in here. I'm going to shoot the rest of these switches. So who haven't I done it with yet? Just Diddy and Lanky, I think. And Lanky also has a balloon right here, which I can pick up. If I can find it, there it is. Is it the last one? Okay, cool. And this means that I can quickly get to the very top of the mushroom, but of course that wasn't really an issue because I could have just flown up with Diddy outside. But this is going to be helpful anyway. As you can see, there's a bunch of banana bunches for DK. So I can just hit this switch right here. And just shoot myself all the way up. I don't think this timer will be quite as strict as the one with Tiny Kong. I hope it's not. I hope I can actually make this. Yeah, it should be fine. Alright, great. And there is another balloon for Lanky up here. Fortunately, there's a tag barrel right next to me. This one moves pretty quickly though. Not a problem for me. I'm gonna switch to Chunky Kong because the next thing I want to do involves him. Actually, it requires him. There's no other Kong you can do this with. I'm talking about the boss. I'll just activate this, so I'm gonna take the warp back up here later on. These rooms right here, I'll take care of them in the next video, I think. Those are for Lanky. One of them's for Chunky as well. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna go into Trough and Scoff. I'll punch my way in. And how many bananas do I need? 300. Well, I'm close, I guess. I have a feeling I'm still gonna get inside. So this boss right here, originally you're supposed to do Angry Aztec before Fungi Forest, obviously because it's a much earlier level. And this boss in here is actually a rehash of the one from Aztec, with a slight difference towards the end. It's a little bit longer, a little bit more difficult. But still nothing really too bad. The reason that Chunky Kong is required for this is because you have to turn into Hunky Chunky at one point. So here's something interesting. That little scene with Chunky where he's like praising the boss, that was actually removed from the Japanese version and the European version. It's only in the US one. It's kind of a strange thing for him to take out. So this boss really isn't too difficult. It's just most of the fight is just the typical DK64 stuff where you avoid some attacks and then you throw a barrel at it. Seems to be pretty recurring in this game. It's really not hard at all, just takes a while. The second phase of this fight's a lot of fun though, so I'm looking forward to that. just gotta make sure you throw that at him before you take damage there, because then you won't have time to do it. And yeah, you can see the graphics spazzing out a little bit right there. I'll definitely be going back to console after this video. It's just unfortunate what happened before. I really don't like recording on emulator, it feels really tacky. But I'm glad that it was like an option. I'm sure the video quality is going to be a lot better this time than it usually is because of that fact, but it's not worth it when there's like so many graphical glitches, I think. So yeah, you pretty much have to take damage there. I mean, there is a way to avoid it if you jump off the edge and then come back around the other side of the fire, but it's slower and kind of stupid to do, so... Okay, I think we're about to start the second phase of the fight. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so he's like bouncing on the platform, it's going to sink into the lava. Which means we're now on a timer, but it's not really hard at all, if you know what you're doing. There's a common misconception about this part of the fight, and that is that when you're Hunky Chunky you're supposed to primate punch this guy, where you hold C and press B. That's not actually true, and it just makes the battle a lot longer. The idea is just to mash B as much as you can, and just beat the crap out of him. The more hits you can deliver like this, the quicker you'll go down. It's possible to 3-cycle this guy, usually it's 4 cycles, but hopefully I can do it in 3. I'm not too confident that I will though, because it is pretty difficult. Yeah, this is probably going to be 4 cycles, but no big deal. Just makes the fight a tiny bit longer. So it's going to be pretty weird when we see this guy again in Aztec. We're supposed to have not fought him at all yet. Oh, okay, cool, I did get it in 3 cycles. Just barely. I like taking care of the bosses pretty early in the levels, because, I don't know, most of them are pretty lame. It's good to just get them out of the way. And there's barely any glitches you can show off in these parts anyway. So that's that. Let's try and go back in before it disappears. Nope, doesn't let you. But yeah, that's the first video of Fungi Forest. Hope you guys enjoyed it despite the graphical glitches. Next time we'll be back to console, so things will be back to normal, and I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.